Hello guys, my name is Amin and in this video I'm going to talk about DNS. So how DNS works. Before talking about that, let's refresh your memory of something in the past. In the past when we wanted to call somebody, we were grabbing the phone book, looking for a name, Peter or something, and then in front of Peter there was a phone number. So grab the telephone set, start dialing, and Peter was answering on the other side of the call. So it was how we were dealing with names. We weren't memorizing the phone numbers or all of them. We were just remembering names. And this is how DNS works. DNS stands for Domain Name System. And it does the same thing that the phone book does it for you. What does it mean? Let's say the user is sitting there, it wants to open a website, so open a browser and just type something.com. And your computer, it asks the DNS server for the IP address of the website. So the DNS server is the one who is responsible for mapping name, because we're not supposed to memorize all of the IP addresses of all of the websites in the world. DNS server, it maps the name to an IP address and it gets back to you with that. So let's dissect the scenario more because it's more complicated than it sounds. We have a DNS client which is sitting in our computer, which we call it stub resolver. Stub resolver, when you open the browser and type something.com, what it does, imagine I ask you, where's your phone, where's your bag, where's your wallet or your key. So the first thing you do this, you look around, you check your pockets to see where is that. The stub resolver, it does the same. It checks the pockets that it has. So in computer concept, it's the cache. If you've been to the website already, you have it stored somewhere in the cache. If don't, then the stub resolver will be like, I don't know, but I can ask somebody. And it goes to your public DNS server, which the information of that, like 8888, it's from Google, it's Google public DNS, and that information is going to be provided to you by your ISP. Then your stub resolver towards the public DNS will be like, I want to go to something.com.
You know someone like that?
So your public DNS, first it does the same. It checks the cache and it might be, I don't know.
Let's just say I know a guy who knows a guy who knows another guy.
Then it goes back and said, okay, let's go to the root. Who is the root server? The root server, which are 13 all around the world, there are like big heads in DNS system. They are like the big heads. They're not dealing with everything, just the bigger part. So when you ask them, I want to go to www.something.com, they might say, I don't know. I don't know what you want because I'm dealing with .com, .org, edu, even countries like CAFR, Canada, France, but I know the guy who can help you. I know the guy who knows the guy. So that scenario is repeating. Then they give you the IP address to go towards the TLD, top level domain. And you go to the TLD and say, okay, now I know you are the person who is dealing with the .com or .ca part of my address. But I want to ask for second level domain, the SLD. In our case, it's something. So do you know the IP address of something.com since you're responsible for the .com part? And you might get saying, I don't know, but I know the guy who knows the guy who can help you. Then you go back to the authoritative name server. And this is the last part of the journey. So they have the answer. They give it back to you, your public DNS. Of course, it stores for the next query. So it makes the situation faster. Then comes back and yeah, it stores on the stub resolver on the cache, so you're good. You have the information that you wanted. But let's look at it in this way. We have some queries, requests, responses that are going back and forth on the right side. all between your public DNS and the other servers. This question, do you know that? I know that one. Do you know that? I know that one. It is repeating and keep on repeating. So those queries are iterative queries. And on the left side, it's the one which comes back to the end user eventually. In fact, it's a recursive query. And this is why your public DNS, it is called recursive DNS server, because it's the one who deals with all of those, who knows the guy, I know the guy, it goes back and forth. So it is the recursive. And all of these things, that's crazy that it happens in a blink of an eye, but you don't, I mean, you don't get what is happening, but it's so fast. And the website that you type the URL, it updates really fast and uploads on your computer. Is there anything that we should be worried about that, by the way? Is there any cyber attack or something that might bother us? Unfortunately, the answer is yes, and it's farming. Wait, let's make it cooler. Farming. And what is farming? Farming is any sort of online fraud. It tries to steal your data, your credentials, and all of those things. For DNS, it's poisoning the domain or hijack the domain, then you will be redirected to the fraudulent website. Or it's like fishing without a lure. The first one is DNS poisoning, cache poisoning, or DNS spoofing, to divert users to the fake website, something like that, in a simple word. How it works, let's come back to the process that we talked about. We have all of these things, right? But we said when you want to check a website, go to a website, if it is already stored on the cache, you don't go all of the way. Then you get it from the cache. What if, while you're looking for something.com, the attacker, it comes to the show, the uninvited person of the show, it comes to the show with the poison, which is the wrong information, it just injects all of them to the cache of your DNS server. Then, unfortunately, you will be redirected to the farming website with the farming IP address, which is provided by the attacker. So this one is what's called DNS poisoning. The second one is DNS hijacking. So what is DNS hijacking? It's the act of changing all of those information in the domain register. And the domain register is the place that you can buy a domain. How does this one work? So the same, the attacker, it logs in to the domain register. How they can do that? Social engineering, because they need the credentials, or brute forcing, password guessing, all of those things. They get inside, read the information, update the false information into the domain register, and when the update it goes to your public DNS, unfortunately, you'll be redirected again to the farming website. What can we do? We should be more vigilant in these cases. For example, if a website is asking for your credentials or something, check if it has HTTPS in the URL, you see the lock icon. Or the other thing that sometimes it happens, they play with names, like the spelling, let's say something with A without O, or yeah, these things. Be more vigilant, and I hope you'll be fine. At the same time, I hope you liked the video, you enjoyed the information. If you liked it, if you found it useful, show me a thumbs up, and till the next video. Bye everyone. Goodbye.